The time has come. Rugby's greatest rivalry is here. The Springboks and the All Blacks, the first test of this rivalry series at none other than the historical ground of Ellis Park. I am so excited for this game, and in this video I'm going to be giving my preview, going over both teams, giving my combined 23, going over some of the kind of key battles for the game and the areas where I think the game can be won and lost. Now, I've been really excited for this. Now, I'm a die-hard Springbok fan, but I will be bringing all of this content to you completely unbiased. If you are a Springbok fan, you've been watching my channel, you know I am a bit unfiltered with how I am. I'm probably even a bit more tougher on the Springboks normally than I am to other teams, but I'm starting to be that way as well for the All Blacks. The All Blacks fans, I appreciate all the support, all the comments, all the feedback. It's been absolutely awesome recently. In fact, for this series, I've even grown a mullet now to kind of shown I am completely unbiased. I'm just joking about that, but this is going to be absolutely incredible. I mean, the All Blacks now number 2 team in the world, very good form. They've beaten Ireland, they've beaten not the full strength France team, but a very good France team. They destroyed Italy, they beat the Stormers, they destroyed the Bulls, they destroyed the Sharks. Now, of course, those are club teams, but the point is, this All Blacks team right now is in the best form we've seen them in over the last few years, and they have some really good players trending up at the right time. Some guys that are now coming into the prime of their careers, a lot of newer faces coming through as well, showing that they have what it takes to be future stars as well. For the Springboks, this isn't really an old Springbok team. Yes, there's some older players like Etzebeth, Peter Steve du Toit, you got the Cobus Reinachs, the Dale Lindies and those guys. But there's still a lot of guys that have so much to offer over the next few years. I mean, thinking about it, you got Paul de Villiers, you've still got Oxenche, who's not an old guy either. Vokulo's not that old compared to the other guys as well. Ruan Nortje still got a lot of years left. Thinking of Jasper Wiese still got a lot of years left as well. Grant Williams, Sasha Ngomazulu, Kurtley Aronson on the bench, Jannik Wessels, Zach Porton. There are so many future stars as well, and I think this series, what we might see from this series is normal players, experienced players, and up-and-coming players becoming legends of the game. It is series like this where you can absolutely kind of show your legacy, make your legacy, and I think we're going to see that for a lot of these players. So many storylines to talk about. I mean, Ruben Love versus Sasha Ngomazulu, Cam Roygaard versus Grant Williams, Ardie Savia versus Jasper Wiese, Tupou Vaa'i versus Peter Steph du Toit, Asafu Amua on the bench, so many, Will Jordan versus Cheslin Colby, so many storylines, so many talking points. But let's get into the preview, sorry. And before we do, if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support. I mean, it's been absolutely awesome the last few weeks. All Blacks fans, Springbok fans, and I will be doing match reactions as soon as the final whistle goes right onto the camera for the match reaction, and of course player ratings as well. I know you guys do like those, and I will be adding a team of the week every single week for this series. So for all 4 games, you will see a combined team of the week for that performance, that specific weekend. All of their kind of experience and all of their legacies go out the door for those teams. It's what I see on the day to make those team of the weeks. Of course, at the end of the series, I will make a team of the series as well. So thank you so much for that. Hit the subscribe button if you do enjoy the content. But let's get right into it. The last 5 times these teams have played against each other, the Springboks have won 4, the All Blacks have won 1, with an average score of 24 points for the Springboks and 17 points for the All Blacks. So even with that massive win last year in Wellington for the Springboks, the record win for the Springboks against the All Blacks, a historical day for them, a badly historical day for the All Blacks. It's still pretty close, 24 points to 17. Without those games, it would have been a lot closer in my opinion. Now, for both of these teams, their last 5 games they've played in general, 5 wins for the Springboks, beating the Barbarians, beating England, beating Scotland, destroying Wales, and beating Argentina in quite a close game in Argentina. For the All Blacks, destroyed Italy, destroyed Ireland, beat Stormers, destroyed the Sharks, and destroyed the Bulls. So 5 wins apiece. Both of these teams know how to win right now. That's why they're number 1 and number 2 in the world. I mean, I don't even want to think about how close these games are going to be. I'm already getting nervous. I'm already getting goosebumps. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, if you look at their world rankings, South Africa is number 1 with 93.96 there as their kind of points for their world rankings. For New Zealand, 92.28. Both of these teams are a bit of a cheat code right now. If you were to play a game like a FIFA or a rugby game, I want there to be a rugby game so badly. these would be the two teams you want to pick that are playing against each other. That just shows how big this game is going to be. But let's go over some of the lineups here for New Zealand. The starting lineup: Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, and Tyrell Lomax make up the starting front row. A very experienced front row there, very good front row as well. Cody Taylor, a legend for the All Blacks. Josh Lord and Fabian Holland, number 4 and number 5. Those two will be key difference makers in the engine room for the All Blacks. Very hard workers, future stars as well. Both of those guys have potential to be 100 cappers, and I think Fabian Holland has a very big future for the All Blacks, a very good player. I will be choosing a combined 23. Stay tuned for that because there might be a few shock selections based on form right now. Keyword on form right now. Number 6, Tupa Vai. He will get in the faces of our Springboks. He will do everything he can to get under the skin of those players, but that's not all he is as a player. He's a very physical player, very mobile player, very athletic, very good at line-out time. He can be an absolute nuisance at line-out time, and I think that's what he's going to offer for this game. He is going to try and make Malcolm Marx's life very difficult at line-out time, and he is very accurate, very aggressive, and very powerful at the breakdown as well. Number 7, Luke Jacobson. His role: slow down the ball for the Springboks, get turnover balls, play that kind of Malcolm Marx style of rugby. He does it very well, and he gets stuck in extremely well, a very high work rate. Number 8, and the Captain Fantastic, Artie Savia. Now, I would have loved to see Artie Savia versus Khaleesi as the two captains. We actually definitely will still get that. Of course, we want Artie Savia to be healthy throughout the whole series. So, Artie Savia is going to lead by example. He's going to get those breakdown turnovers. He is going to carry like you've never seen him carry before. This series means a lot for a guy like him because he came into the All Blacks team in 2016, the year after they won the World Cup. He's not won a World Cup with them yet. He came into the team when they were still dominating. They would still dominate the Springboks. He wants to get that back. He wants the All Blacks to be back to where they were, back to how he in his mind probably thinks is the right way it should be. So for Artie Savia, a big series for him. Can he lead this team forward as the captain that they all seem to look up to in the team? Only time will tell. Moving on to number 9 and number 10. This is where it gets even more exciting in my opinion. Cam Roigard at number 9. Ruben Love at number 10. They're going to have it up against Grant Williams and Sasha Ngoma Zulu. That is going to be a battle for the ages. But still, Ruben Love, Cam Roigard, they've been really good at Super Rugby. Can they now translate that against the world champs into these international series games? We're going to have to find out. But a guy like Cam Roigard is probably the best scrum half in the world right now. So can he actually live up to that hype right now? They play a lot more ball off number 9 than they have in the last few years, where they used to kind of predominantly play off number 10. They're moving to that France style of play now where they play off number 9. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Springboks respond to that as well. Looking at the back three, we have Josh Morby, Will Jordan, and Damien McKenzie. Flair, pace, and try scoring ability right there. That's going to be a very good battle with the back three from my Springbok team. Number 12, Geordie Barrett. Number 13, Quinn Tupaia. Probably a top 2 centre pairing in the world right now. I think this series decides which centre pairing currently on form is the best in the world. That's going to be awesome. Now, looking at the bench for the All Blacks. If you looked at the last few years, the All Blacks bench would have been okay, maybe not their strongest. Maybe they wouldn't really go to the bench. Like, I remember Scott Robinson wouldn't really go to the bench. A lot of the guys would play 80 minutes. This bench was selected by Dave Rennie to come on with 25 to 30 minutes left and make a big impact, to change the landscape of the game, change the storyline of the game, get some energy into the game, bring some physicality, bring some game-breaking moments. Asafu Amua, number 16. Rassie Erasmus himself said the number 16 for the All Blacks is an absolute beast. That just tells you everything you need to know about Asafu Amua. In my opinion, he is probably the player to watch for the series. He scares me as a Springboks fan. He's a very good player, and I think he will get a lot of good opportunities for the All Blacks. George Bower and Fletcher Neal, both very deserving of their spots on the bench. I actually thought Fletcher Neal was going to start, but Tyrell Lomax makes so much sense. George Bower, very underrated, gets the job done, but you don't really see too much of him, but he racks up the stats as well, tackle stats, hitting the breakdowns as well. Number 19 and number 20, a 5-3 split for the All Blacks. Anton Segner and Peter Laka. So we got a guy from Holland, we got a guy from Germany. The All Blacks have some really good players coming in. I mean, Anton Segner, I think from that Bulls game, really showed the coaches, I'm putting my hand up for selection. You have to pick me. Very good at the breakdown. Very good with the skills. Very good with ball in hand. Very good all over the park. Very high work rate as well. And I think as a loose forward partner as well on the bench, Peter Lakai is all those things and sometimes even more. Very composed head on his shoulders, plays kind of like a leader as well. Very, like, the way he plays is just very solid, gets the job done. He is going to be an integral part of that bench coming onto the field and making a good impact straight away for the All Blacks. Number 21, Kyle Preston, plays like TJ Perenara. Can he show that now against the world champs? 22, Anton Lienert-Brown. I thought it might be Rico Ioane, but I'm pretty sure we will be seeing more of Rico Ioane going forward. He's really put up his hand for selection through those club games. Anton Lienert-Brown did very good in the Nations Championship. Can he kind of improve on that form, build on that going forward? And number 23 really earned his spot in the team. Didn't think he'd be in the 23 at all. Leroy Carter. He's a bit of a jack of all trades kind of a winger. Physical. He can sidestep people. He can beat defenders. He can score tries as well. He can play make. So Leroy Carter, a very good opportunity for him in the number 23 jersey. But now, moving over to the world champs, the current number 1 in the world, the Springboks. We have Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, and Volker. Very destructive front row there for them. Happy to see Volker Low. Confused to why Thomas du Toit isn't playing, but we'll talk about that more after this. Eben Etzebeth number 4, Ruan Nortje number 5. Eben Etzebeth needs to get back to his top form. The last few seasons, the last few months, he's really not been at his best. And I love Eben Etzebeth as a player, but he's got to get back to his best because Josh Lord and Fabian Holland are two players right now in the form of their lives, trying to take down a guy like Eben Etzebeth, trying to take away his throne. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and I cannot wait for it. Number 6, Paul de Villiers. 7, and captain Pieter-Steph du Toit. Number 8, Jasper Visser. What a loose forward trio. What a loose trio. I mean, Paul de Villiers, very good on the ground, but he does a lot of things very well. He's not just good at fetching. He's really good at ball carrying, defensively, IQ as well. Very good ball player as well. Pieter-Steph du Toit really improved his game from an attacking standpoint. We know he's going to give you on defense. We know what he's going to give you at the breakdown. An absolute legend for the Springboks. And then number 8, the craziest guy on the field. And I've been thinking, Jasper Visser and Asafo Amua, 100% speed into each other, might just cause an earthquake. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Number 9 and number 10, Grant Williams and Sasha Ngoma Zulu. They have not been playing together really as a combination the last few years. It's been more Quibus with Sasha and Grant with Marnie. So it's good to see them change that up. That obviously is the combination they're going for going forward. But of course, Marnie Lebok and Quibus Ryan are still very important parts, very important place to play in the 23 right now. Coming off the bench, making that impact. But can the number 9 and 10 from the start get this team into the better positions on the field, sometimes slow the game down, know when to speed the game up, play in the right areas, and actually kind of have some game-breaking moments as well. Grant Williams has done it before many times. Sasha Ngoma Zulu has done it as well many times. Can they do it together as a combination? I guess we'll have to find out. Moving on to the centres, Dale Lindy and Creel, the most capped Springbok centre pairing of all time. Will that experience show going up against a very good informed centre pairing of Geordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia? That's going to be a really, really interesting battle in the centres. And looking at the back three, Curtly Arendse, Cheslin Colby and Damian Willemse. I know a lot of people thought maybe Ethan Hooker was going to start, but still right now, Curtly, Cheslin and Damian Willemse, they are the Springboks' strongest back three. Very good under the high ball, very good at the aerial battle, and really good game breakers as well. They can tear any team wide open, give them a sniff of an opportunity, and they will take it. So very dangerous back three there for the Springboks. Moving on to the bench, obviously a 6-2 split or a 5-3 split, depending on how you see it, because Andre Esterhuizen in the number 20 jersey, playing as a hybrid. I think he'll come on as a loose forward, but if something happens to any of the centers, he can slot right in at number 12 and still be one of the best centers in the world and make a big impact. So very, very kind of, it's almost like pulling a joker card there. You can do that with a guy like Andre Esterhuizen. Very important player for the Springboks, for the bench, and deciding what kind of style they're going to play in the second half. Number 16, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, reminds me of an Erges Snyman, the way he can keep the ball alive, good skill set, physical as well. Alongside him, Gerard Steenkamp is Bull's teammate, and number 18, Zachary Porton. They've been keeping those three guys together for the last few games, and they've been doing very well in the scrum battle, but it's going to be a big challenge for them going up against the likes of Asafo Amua, George Bauer, and of course Fletcher Newell as well. So that's going to be a very interesting scrum battle in the second half. I think Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Zachary Porton are very good with ball in hand, good skill set, and a guy like Gerard Steenkamp gets stuck in, gets the job done, very high work rates as well. Number 19, Cobus Visser. What more can I say? He's the brother of Jasper Visser. That's all I need to say. They both have a few screws loose in the head with regards to carrying, and I absolutely love it. I'm so happy to see Cobus Visser there, because ever since that one big carry against Scotland, that historic carry, that awesome try, he's been playing some really good rugby. Very interesting to see what he's going to do coming off the bench. And of course, number 20, Esterhuizen, we've spoken about him. 21, Marco van Staden. I thought it was going to be Cameron Hanekom, but I am not mad at all about Marco van Staden being there. Every single time he puts on the green and gold jersey, he takes his game to a different level. It's incredible the way he plays in the green and gold jersey. I really do like him as a player from the bench. Of course, can play hooker as well, can play loose forward, and a very aggressive player. So he's definitely one to watch to come on and make an immediate impact. Of course, the two backline players on the bench, obviously Esterhuizen as well, but we have Cobus Reinach, number 22, and Manie Lebok, number 23. A lot of people were saying Andre Pollard should be there. I think Manie Lebok is the perfect guy to bring on. Every single time he came onto the field last year, I'm thinking the Ireland, the France game, the Japan game, the New Zealand game in Wellington, he made an instant impact, very good playmaking ability, pulls the strings very well, and the one thing that's very underrated about his game, his ability to kick out of hand, accurate contestable kicks, penalty kicks for the line. He always puts it near the 5-meter line, and that is a skill that he started to master, kicking off both feet as well. He will come on with Cobus Reinach, pick up the pace, kind of analyze what's going on, and adjust the game accordingly to that. He is such a genius player, and I hope a lot more people can see that. If he's not kicking for poles, he offers so much to the team, and in Japan as well, his kicking's been actually very good for the poles this year, so I don't mind if he does, but I don't think he will. Of course, if he comes on, you can move Sasha to 15, move Willemse to 12. You can move so many things around. You can move Dalindi to 13, Esterhuizen to 12. You can put Willemse on the wing now if there's too many injuries. He's done that before for the Stormers. So a lot of things you can do. You can play Cobus Visser at number 8, number 7 at lock as well. Marco van Staden, hooker and loose forward. Janundrik Wessels, prop, hooker, lock. So many different things you can do here. If you really had to, you could probably put Malcolm Marks on the flank. I don't think they'll ever do that, but you can if you really need to. So some really good hybrid players, some good utility players on both sides, both teams. But now it is time for my combined team. So starting off, I'm going to go with the full Springboks front row there. Oxenchair at number 1, Malcolm Marks at number 2, and number 3, Volker. For me, those guys are the guys in form. Talking from a scrummaging perspective, I think they have to be there right now. In the locks, I'm not going based on their jersey numbers. I'm going for Fabian Holland and I'm going for Ruan Nortje. I think those two guys right now, compared to the rest, are in form. And I'm just talking about form. I am not talking about legacy right now. If I was talking about legacy, it's 100% Eben Etzebeth. But on form right now, Fabian Holland and Ruan Nortje make my combined team from this. Number 6 for me, I'm going to go with Paul de Villiers. Number 7, Peter Steph du Toit. And number 8, I'm going to go for Ardie Savia to give the All Blacks another guy there. But it was really 50-50 for me based on form right now between Jasper and Ardie Savia. Moving on to number 9, I'm going for Cam Roygard. I love Grant Williams, but I think Cam Roygard is probably the best scrum half in the world right now. Number 10 for me, it's pretty easy, Sasha Ngoma Zulu. Even though he's not really played that much recently, I just have to go from there based from an international perspective. I think Ruben Love right now has been in really good form. I think that's the one position where I'll just go based on their reputation because I know what Sasha can do in the number 10 jersey. Talking about number 11 and number 14, I'm going to switch a few things up. I'm going to put Cheslin Colby at number 11, Will Jordan at number 14. Of course, Josh Morby and Curtly Orenser are brilliant players in their own right. I mean, Curtly Orenser is a Springbok legend already. Josh Morby is such an unorthodox player, very fun to watch, but you got to give it to those two guys. I think Will Jordan and Cheslin Colby right now are playing to see who is the best number 14 in the world, and it's going to be absolutely epic. Now, number 15, I'm going for Damian Willemse, but Damian McKenzie offers so much in the number 15 jersey for the All Blacks. He offers so much: kicking game, attacking game, taking first receiver sometimes, the way he can sometimes be second receiver, attacking the line, putting other people in a better position. But Damian Willemse right now, in my opinion, is the best fullback in the world. That's not bias, me saying that with any bias. I truly do believe Damian Willemse right now is the best fullback in the world, and I think when it's all said and done, if you can keep going with this trajectory, he will be the best fullback the Springboks have ever had when he retires. And then moving on to the bench now, number 16, pretty easy for me, it's got to be Asafo Amua. If you've been watching this channel, you know I think Asafo Amua has potential to be World Player of the Year one day. He is such a good player. I think he really is going to cause a lot of havoc for the Springboks, but still, he has to still come into the field, nail the lineouts, nail the fundamentals, and then the rest will take care of itself. Of course, if there is a penalty opportunity 5 meters out, I'm probably 100% sure Asafo Amua is the guy taking the tap every single time when he's on the field. He's just that powerful. Moving on to the number 17 jersey, I'm going for Gerard Steenkamp. And then for number 18, I'm going for Fletcher Newell. I think Fletcher Newell has a lot more experience right now than Zachary Borton, but Zachary Borton has a very high ceiling. Moving on to number 19, I'm going for Anton Segner. And number 20, I'm going for Andre Esterhuizen, because I'm just going numbers for numbers here. I'm going for Anton Segner right now. I think he's in the form of his life. I think Kobus Wissa is playing really well right now, but Anton Segner has that game-changing ability from a breakdown perspective, carry perspective, and a skill perspective as well. Number 20, I'm going Andre Esterhuizen over Peter Lakai. He's a hybrid player, one of the best centers in the world. I think that's pretty understandable. Now, the Springboks have gone for a 6-2 split. The All Blacks have gone for a 5-3 split. So, number 21, I'm just going to give it to Marco van Staden there, because I'm going to go with two backs against each other here on the bench. Number 22, I'm going for Kobus Reinach right now, and number 23, I'm going for Manie Lebok. I think what they've been offering the last few years, you have to give it to them. Now, Kobus Reinach in that Argentina game, in my opinion, was really poor. Poor accuracy with the box kicks, poor passing ability. Of course, the forwards didn't give him the kind of platform he needed, but still, he has to pick up his game. But I think that is my combined 23 right now. Let me know yours down below. Of course, for a lot of those positions, it was a 50-50. A lot of things can change as well. But now, let's talk about some of the talking points, some of the battles going into this game. I've got a little sticky note here about some of the things I've written down here. Starting off with the front row battle, starting and for the bench. The scrum battle, the front row battle obviously goes into the scrum battle, is going to be essential. Can those All Blacks front rowers keep up with the Springboks front rowers? We've seen time and time again the Springboks get that dominance at scrum time, but also recently, a lot of the time, the scrum dominance doesn't get awarded that easily. So that might play into the All Blacks' hands. And honestly, Oxenchair's been injured, Volkolo's been injured and a bit unfit as well recently. Maybe the All Blacks can show up and get a little bit of dominance at scrum time. That would be very worrying from a Springbok perspective. So at scrum time, the front row battle, whoever dominates that will get a very good platform for their team, of course. I mean, getting penalties, getting advantages, the way teams play when they have a penalty advantage, the things they can do kind of stress-free, it is a very big advantage to have if you are winning the front row battle. Now, moving on to the loose forward battle, we have guys like Artie Savia, Luke Jacobson, Tupou Vaa'i versus Paul de Villiers, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and Jasper Visser. Both of these loose trios are very good. They are very physical. I think the All Blacks loose trio is more tailored to kind of fetching, stealing, slowing the opposition ball down, where the Springboks loose trio is more carry dominant, more work rate dominant. Of course, Paul de Villiers is a specialist over the ball. And I think Luke Jacobson versus Paul de Villiers is going to be a very big battle. Not them exactly against each other, but the impact either one of them can make on defense at the breakdown. How much can they slow down the opposition ball? How well can these loose trios carry on attack? Because nowadays, you see guys like Jasper Visser, Artie Savia, Tupou Vaa'i, Pieter-Steph du Toit carrying out wide almost as an extra backline player sometimes. How will they do under pressure? Will they get those little half breaks? Will they keep the ball alive? How will these loose trios play against each other? It's going to be a very important battle. Now, arguably, in my opinion, probably the most important battle of the game, the 9-10 battle. Two young 9-10 combinations. I mean, Grant Williams is the oldest out of all these guys in the 9-10 combination, so it shows it is a young battle. Grant Williams and Sasha Ngomazulu versus Cam Roygaard and Ruben Love. Which 9-10 combination will pull the strings the best? Which 9-10 combination will steer the ship the best, get their team in the best position, find space in the backfield, really delegate the team well? Now, Sasha Ngomazulu is a great 10. I think for me, looking at it as a Springbok fan, the one thing he still needs to do right now is be able to just pull the strings a little bit better. I do think Manie Lebok pulls the strings better than Sasha Ngomazulu. I think Ruben Love hasn't been tested at this level yet, so it's going to be very interesting. And I think the way that kind of 9-10 battle pans out could be where the result goes as well. If the All Blacks 9-10 is looking a lot more comfortable, playing a bit better, a bit more free-flowing, then I honestly do think the All Blacks have a very good chance of winning this game. If Sasha's back in good form, playing some very good rugby, playing to his individual strengths as well, but also pulling the strings well from a tactical perspective, then I think the Springboks also have a very good chance to win this game. Remember, this is not a given for any team. This is 100% a 50-50 game, so it's these little battles that make a massive difference at the end of the day. Moving on to the centre battle, we have Jordy Barrett and Quinn Tupaia versus Dale Lindy and Kriel. On form right now, I'd probably say Jordie Barrett and Quintu Paya might just have the edge by like 1 point. If this was 50-50, I'd probably go 51 Quintu Paya, Jordie Barrett, 49 Jesse Kriel, just because of the recent form, the recent games they've played as well. That might be a little bit of a recency bias thing, but they are looking really good on the All Black side. But the thing that the Springboks have is experience. Lindy and Kriel know their roles through and through, in and out 100%. There is not a split second that I think that those guys don't know what they're doing on the field. They know their roles through and through. Jordie Barrett and Quintu Paya is a very good centre combination, but I don't think they've been thrown in the deep end as bad as you've seen Dale and Kriel. Think about the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, the finals, all of this stuff. Yes, Jordie Barrett and Quintu Paya, they've all played in these big games, but I think the actual level of the deep end that Dale and Kriel were thrown in together, they know how to solve problems better together as a combination. It's going to be very important for the All Blacks that those two guys can figure out how to get out of those deep end situations, out of like fighting against the wall, back against the wall situations together as a centre pair. That being said, Jordie Barrett, very physical, very good boots, sees space in the backfield, takes it, very good runner with the ball as well. Quintu Paya almost plays like an extra loose forward sometimes, and it's the exact same thing for the Springbok side. So, such fine margins. I'm going to say it's a 50-50 right now, but after this game, I think whoever wins the centre battle will really have a big influence in whoever gets the outcome of the game. So, some really good battles here, and of course, the final battle for the game. Of course, we'll talk about the set piece, the scrum, all that kind of stuff, the breakdown battle, the bench battle. The All Blacks bench is looking extremely strong with Asafo Amua, Fletcher Newell, Anton Segner, Peter Lakai, Kyle Preston, Leroy Carter, Anton Lienert-Brown. They are looking extremely strong. But then on the Springbok side, you have Jan-Hendrik Wessels, very skillful. Zachary Porton, maybe not the most experienced player, but looking really good right now. Gerard Steenkamp, actually very experienced from the bench. Andre Esthuizen, one of the best players in World Rugby right now. Marco van Staden, a bench specialist for the Springboks. Then you have Manie Libbok, who's probably played in the number 23 jersey more than he's played in the number 10 jersey for the Springboks, so he knows that role in and out. Which bench can come on, make the biggest impact, influence the game the most if the All Blacks say now are trailing and they need to just boost the speed of the game, just get the tempo going a little bit. Can those guys come on? Amua, Kyle Preston, Leroy Carter, Anton Segner, Peter Lakai, can they come on, get that go forward ball, get that energy, go to set piece and dominate as well? I think they can. That's why this game is so close in my opinion, because on the other side of things, say now the Springboks are behind and you need to bring on some young guys, some fiery guys, some different players to kind of make an impact, pick up the speed of the game, get the tempo, get a few quick tries. Bringing on Kobus Reinach, Manie Libbok, Marco van Staden, Kobus Wisse, Esthuizen, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Zachary Porton, that is the perfect bench you can bring on as well. So those guys coming on, I'm pretty sure they will come on at similar times, and I'm pretty sure we will see Dave Rennie clear the bench. He trusts his players trust him, so I think the bench impact is going to be very, very key to see how the final few minutes go of the game, and that could be where the game is won and lost. Manie Libbok could potentially win or lose the game. Kyle Preston with a good box kick could potentially win or lose the game. Anton Lienert-Brown could do something to come on to potentially win the game. A scrum battle between the two front rows that come on can potentially win or lose the game. That is how close this game is going to be. Of course, the scrum battle, we know that's going to be big. The aerial battle with the back threes, we know that's going to be big as well. Both of these back threes, world class under the high ball. The breakdown battle, which team can kind of influence the other breakdown, the other team's breakdown, slow the other team's ball down. All of these little battles, these minuscule battles in the game, whoever wins the most of these little battles will eventually win the big battle of the game, getting the outcome. Now that has been a very long preview, but it is time for my prediction. Can I say a draw? Am I allowed to say a draw? Because I think it might be a draw. No, I do think that the All Blacks have a very good chance to win this game. Don't get me wrong. I do think that they've been playing some very good rugby. The Springboks might be maybe a little bit undercooked going into this game. Maybe the first few minutes of the game, the All Blacks will come out firing. I don't think altitude's going to play an impact at all because it works both ways for both teams. They've both been there. They've both kind of adjusted to it right now as well with a few weeks of preparation. Now, I think the Springboks are going to win this game. I do think the Springboks are going to win this game. Probably in the last 5 minutes of the game. I'm going to say it's going to be less than a try, maybe less than 5 points in it. Now, this game has the potential, the way both these teams are stacked right now, for the Springboks to dominate the All Blacks, the All Blacks to dominate the Springboks, or for this game to really go down to the wire. I think what this game means, the preparation behind it, the occasion behind it, I think this game is going to go down to the final few minutes of the game. And I don't for a second think that my Springboks team is going to win all the games in the series. In fact, I think this game is going to go down to the final game of the series. I think it's going to be 1-1 going into the final game. I just think the Springboks for this game might just get the better of the All Blacks. And that being said, the better could be a missed kick for the All Blacks. The better could be a knock-on at the dying moments of the game. I think this is going to be the most 50-50 game we would have seen in rugby for the last few years since the World Cup final. So this prediction doesn't even matter. I think the whole thing that really matters is the occasion, the haka, the anthems, the history behind their game. I think there's so much history behind this game, but I am going with the Springboks to win this game. I'm already going to tell you right now, I already think that the All Blacks will win in Cape Town. That's just what I think right now. I don't know why. My gut feel tells me that the All Blacks will win in Cape Town. But I think the Springboks will win this game at Ellis Park. Probably, I'm not even going to say by how many points, but probably by 3 or 4 points, maybe even 1. It's going to be really close. It's going to be such a good game, guys. Let me know your predictions down below. Let me know what battles you're excited to see. This has been a much longer preview than I planned for. I'm rambling on here. I am so excited for this game. Let me know your predictions down below. Let me know what players you're the most excited to see. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.